welcome to a playthrough of Stardew Valley. So we are going to do this in advance of the 1.5 update that if you're a fan of the game, you may have been seeing that there's some content on the horizon in terms of an update. I haven't played this game in a while, so there's going to be some things that I'm a little bit rusty on. But I did a little bit of homework in terms of the early game stuff that you want to try and knock out in the first few days. So at least in the early going, we should be in pretty good shape. So I know the audio is going to be a little bit off until we get in and mess with the settings. So just bear with me, and I'm trying to essentially with this series kind of show not only the depth of the content of the game, but also kind of some strategies in terms of how to play this. Let's see, favorite thing. We're gonna say baseball. No, we're gonna say pizza. No, we're gonna say boobs. No, we're not. Baseball. Whatever. It really doesn't matter. We're not going to skip the intro because I know that there are going to be some folks that are watching this that are new to the game. So for those of you who aren't, you might want to jump forward in terms of the getting past the intro and all that fun stuff. Then we'll jump into some gameplay. We're going to do the standard farm. I know there's some intriguing elements to the other ones, but the standard farm gives you the best ability to do a little bit of everything in terms of a big field of crops, trees for both fruit and like your maple and oak and all that fun stuff. Anyway, we're going to jump right in here and let's do it. So as soon as we get past the whole intro scene, I will change the volume settings so you'll hear more of me, less of the in-game audio. So just bear with me. And for my very special grandson, I wish you could kind of speed this up, but whatever. I want you to have this sealed envelope. Even though I'm about to die, I'm gonna fling it across the screen. Pow! No, don't open it yet. Have patience, my boy. Junimo on the mantle here is like rolling his eyes like, what is going on? There will come a day when you feel crushed by the burden of modern life. Don't pay any attention to my hand here, making odd motions, and your bright spirit will fade before a growing emptiness. When that happens, my boy, you'll be ready for this gift. Thanks, Grandpa. I appreciate you giving me this teaser envelope that I'm not going to open for 20 freaking years. Now we are at Joja, the evil empire that is Joja Mart and the Joja brand. And here we are in their corporate offices. That dude got canned. That guy's wearing a sombrero. That tells you a lot about what you need to know about this place. And here I am, asleep at my gigantic CRT monitor in horrid working conditions. Look at the cleanliness in this place. Anywho, here we are. We've had it. It's 1 o'clock on a Tuesday. We're opening the drawer, and we're gonna open this We're gonna open the letter from Grandpa. Dear Evan, if you are reading this, you must be in dire need of a change. The same thing happened to me long ago. I'd lost sight of what matters most in life, real connections with other people and nature. So I dropped everything and moved to the place I truly belong. I've enclosed the deed to that place, my pride and joy, Funny Farm. It's located in Stardew Valley on the southern coast. It's the perfect place to start your new life. This was my most precious gift of all, and now it's yours. I know you'll honor the family name, my boy. Good luck. Love, Grandpa. P.S. If Lewis is still alive, say hi to the old guy for me, will ya? You got it, Grandpa. F this place. We are out of here. I quit, and we are going to Stardew Valley on a perfectly functioning commercial bus that apparently immediately upon arrival to Stardew Valley breaks down. So that is the kind of start that this trip is off to, y'all. I mean, we're going to Stardew Valley. We ride a bus. As soon as we get there, the bus breaks down. So it's like, well, if you wanted to leave, tough shit, because you ain't going nowhere unless you hoof it. Alright, there we got a daffodil and a dandelion right out the gate. Hey, you must be Evan. I'm Robin, the local carpenter. Mayor Lewis sent me here to fetch you and show you the way to your new home. He's there right now, tidying things up for your arrival. It's right over here if you'll follow me. Thanks, Robin. Nice greeting there. And here we are at the immensely overgrown farm here. There's weeds, there's grass, there's trees, and shrubs and such, rocks that apparently fell out of the sky, branches laying about. And we're intimidated. What's the matter? Sure, it's a bit overgrown, but there's some good soil underneath that mess. A little dedication, you'll have it cleaned up in no time. And by no time, she means like it's going to take hours and hours of gameplay, and days of the actual game to do so. And here we are, your new home. And there's Mayor Lewis. What were you doing in there, Lewis? Ah, the new farmer. What's up, dude? Welcome. I'm Mayor Lewis of Pelican Town. You know everything. Everyone's been asking about you. It's not every day someone new moves in. It's quite a big deal. Cool. So, you're moving into your grandfather's old cottage. It's a good house, very rustic. Okay. Rustic? That's one way to put it. Crusty might be a little more apt, though. Rude! Oh, yeah. Don't listen to her, Evan. She's just trying to make you dissatisfied so that you buy one of her house upgrades. She's a crafty business lady. You don't get to be head carpenter of Pelican Town without just, some savvy business skills. Anyway, you must be tired. Get some rest, because tomorrow you ought to explore the town and introduce yourself to the townspeople. Appreciate that. Alright, later, Lewis. Oh, wait, one more thing. You see that bin over there? Place your stuff in there and I'll come by at night and collect it. So, there you have it. That's the intro. Bottom line, we got this rundown old farm that we gotta fix up. So let's get after it. But the first thing we're gonna do is change the settings so that y'all can hear me a little better. We're going to turn on the hit tool location, advanced crafting, info, and then we're going to turn down some of this stuff here. We'll leave sound up just a hair for when we're fishing. I think that's what that is going to get us. And then we're going to zoom out so that we can see more of the screen, which is helpful when foraging. So, we gotta meet people. That is one of our objectives today, is to meet everybody except for Willy and the Wizard, both of which you cannot meet today. The Wizard doesn't matter as much because he's not part of the quest. But we're gonna try and meet them all today, or as many of them as we can. And now we got 15 parsnips from the mayor. Ooh, very happy. Good luck day. So that might pay off in terms of foraging. And so we got the 15 parsnips. First thing we want to do is clear out space. At least the first thing we want to do. You can do whatever you want in this game, which is kind of the beauty of it. There's no right or wrong way to play this. There's no, like progression that you have to follow in terms of upgrades, purchases, and such. Our objective for today is to we're going to build a chest. We're going to clear enough space for our crops that we are going to plant. And then we're going to go meet a bunch of folks like we talked about a second ago. Now, you need 50 wood for a chest, which is generally the real easy way to do it is basically 3 trees. We'll get you those 50 pieces, so 3 trees, and we want to try and get some that are kind of in the way in terms of our path out to the south of the farm. We got another quest, which is to plant those parsnip seeds and grow them. So we'll look at that here in a second, but that's, you know, they just kind of funnel you towards that one, so no big deal. The nice thing about quests, though, for those of you that are new to this game, is that you get paid for completing those. So if you can do those without, you know, really going out of your way, they can be quite helpful, especially early in the game where money is tight. So anyways, so we are clearing a path to the south. What we're shooting for in terms of moving on with our day, we want to be leaving the farm at 9:30, and that will get us to where we meet Jazz as she is coming out of her bedroom, and that's the first person in our quest to meet everyone. So it's 9:10 now. We're pretty much on schedule. It's not like 9:30 or bust, but that's a good thing to shoot for. Actually, let's go over here and grab clay. Whatevs. All right, so we're gonna build a chest, and we're putting everything in the chest except for the scythe and the pickaxe. Now, it's tempting to, you know, for a lot of people to sit here and plant your crops instead of clearing out that path, but you really got to keep a tight schedule in order to meet all these peeps today. So we can do the planting later, and there will be plenty of time to do so. Here's another dandelion. Nice. I want a daffodil, though. The daffodil is Healy's one of her favorite gifts. So I like to go after Haley as the marriage partner because in the early going, you can get daffodils at no cost and give them to her as gifts. That's one reason. The other reason is when you first meet her, she's a straight up bitch. So I like to see her change and become the wonderful person that we know she is deep down inside. So that's what we're going to go for. And she, in my opinion, she's just straight up the hottest. So, there you have it. I like blondes, and she just does it for me. So, alright, there's another dandelion. Dang it. Alright, 11 o'clock, we are right on schedule. Here comes Jazz. Boom, that's our first one. Hi, she says. And now we're going to catch Leah on her way into town. And hello, it's nice to meet you. You picked a good time to move here. Spring is lovely. Leah is artsy craftsy person, lives down here in the Cindersap Forest. Now we're going to catch Haley on her way to the woods. Oh, you're that new farmer boy, aren't you? Huh? Oh, I'm Haley. See, here's where I wish I had a daffodil because I would just give it to her. But whatever. And then she says something obnoxious, especially when it's the first impression. Hi, I'm Sam. Good to meet you. Now we're going to jump in here and hit, what's this little dude's name? Vincent. Oh, a stranger. My name's Vincent. Mama says not to talk to strangers, but you seem okay. Here's Jody. Oh, you aren't exactly how I imagined, but that's okay. I'm Jody. What does that even mean, Jody? What, you were imagining me as, what, like 6'6", 230 buff? Anyway, it's a quiet little town, so it's very exciting when someone new moves in. Having a farmer around could really change things. Okay, yeah, you can get some cheaper groceries from old Pierre's, I guess, if there's a higher supply in the area. There's Penny. Now we're going to go up here and meet Alex, the town jock. Ooh, oh man, maple seed. I thought it was going to be bread. So Alex is reliving his glory days of being a high school football star, I suppose. See you around. And there's George. He's a grumpy old veteran, wheelchair-ridden. It's irritating to have all these people to meet. Name's George, by the way. Now buzz off. And here is Evelyn. Why, hello, and welcome to our little community, dear. You can call me Granny if you like. Okay, Granny. And now, here's a key one. You gotta catch Marnie before she gets too far away, or you can get into some trouble. So there's Marnie. Lewis just told me you arrived. I'm Marnie. I sell livestock and such. Come visit. Alright, and then here's Harvey, the town doctor. I hope you'll find your own work equally rewarding in time. There's the calendar. We don't have really anything to worry about for the first several days in terms of events and such. Here's Abigail. Oh, that's right. I heard there's someone new moving to that old farm. It's kind of a shame, really. I always enjoyed exploring the overgrown fields by myself. So you were out there roaming around my farm and didn't bother to, pick a weed here and there? Hi, it's Mr. Evan, the new farmer. I'm Pierre, owner of the local general store. If you're looking for seeds, my shop's the place to go. I'll also buy produce from you for a good price. A little agriculture could really inject new life into the local economy. Alright, so now we're going to buy 1 bean starter. We have 15 parsnip seeds at the homestead. The rest of our money gets us 22, so that's 37. And the bean starter, let's get 1 more. That'll give us a total of 38 parsnips and 1 bean starter. So a total of 39, and I will show you later why that's the number we're shooting for. We got $4 left. That's also key. You want to have as little money as possible when you wrap up day 1. So, and the reason is, if you pass out, which we're going to do tonight, if you pass out, you lose 10% of your money, which, when we only have $4, is not a big deal. There's Gus, saloon owner. So we won't lose any money, really, if we pass out tonight. But the other thing is, if you pass out, another penalty that the game, assesses is an energy hit. But if you level up any skill on the day that you pass out, you wake up with full energy. So, we're going to level up our foraging skill today, and for that reason, passing out is literally like 0 penalty on day 1. So we're going to stay up, we're going to finish planting our crops, and then we're going to hit as many weeds as we can until 2 a.m. when we drop over from exhaustion. So, we got Elliot down at the beach, we just hit Clint, we got to go back over to Emily's house, and then up to the Joja Mart to get Pam and Shane, who are the town drunkards. Ooh, field snack, that's good for energy. Oh, I can read it on your face. You're going to love it here in Pelican Town. If you're ever looking for something to do in the evening, stop by the saloon. That's where I work. You got it, Emily. So Emily is the she helps. She's a barkeep, and she also is involved with tailoring of clothes. So one of the 1.4 updates is that you can do stuff with clothes in terms of color dyes and such like that, and create other weird stuff. Excuse me. There's Maru. She's excited to have some newcomers in the city as well. Now we're going to hit up Joja Mart. We got Pam and Shane. These are the 2 town drunks. And now Pam is a happy drunk, so we like her. Shane, on the other hand, is just, he's irritable, he's bitter, he's, unfortunately a lot of it is because of his depression, which we know is serious, but his alcoholism certainly feeds that problem. So it's kind of a product of his own creation. So now it's 3:20. We've got time to kill here before we need to get up to the north part of the map. So what we're going to do is sneak back to the farm real quick. We're going to pick up these forageables on the way. Oop, 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 almost missed one here. It's a pretty good haul today in terms of forageables. You know, the good luck thing certainly paid off in this one. So what we're going to do is actually empty out some of this stuff. We're going to keep one of those. Keep that, two of those. Actually, we're going to keep all the daffodils because those are our gifts for Haley. Actually, we'll sell one. We're going to sell the oyster and the cockle. We'll put that in there for now, that in there for now. So on our way out here, we're going to sell the daffodil, the dandelions, the oyster, and the cockle. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know why I kept the spring onion, but it's not a big deal. We can eat it later when we need some energy. If we need some energy, I should say. I think we will need some energy to finish watering our crops after we plant them. But now what we want to do is head north and catch... who are we going to try and catch? There's Linus, Sebastian, and... wait for it... who else is up there? Demetrius. So, that will be the last of our greetings of the day, I believe. Let's make sure. I hope I didn't miss anybody, because I don't want to do this again. Yeah, so Linus, Demetrius, Sebastian. We can't meet the wizard, but he's not a part of the quest. And then we will meet Willie tomorrow to complete our first quest of many. And there's another dandelion. So we're hitting it big in terms of forageable items today. This is a good start to our adventure. Greetings, I'm Demetrius, local scientist and father. Thanks for introducing yourself. I'm studying the local plants and animals from my home laboratory. Have you met my daughter Maru? She's interested to meet you. So he's trying to pawn his girl off on me, which appears to be a theme around this town. So apparently there has been a shortage of young men who are dateable. So all the dads in town be like, you look like a nice guy. You want to marry my daughter? There's Linus. Linus is a good dude. Lives out here by himself in a tent, just getting back to nature. Real simple life and a simple guy. So I like him. Unfortunately, some people in town treat him rather poorly, which is garbage. Alright? He hasn't done anything to you, so just leave him alone. Alright, so now we are just waiting until Sebastian comes out of his room, and that will be the last of our tasks for the day in terms of meeting folks. Then we will head back to the farm, and we'll head back to the farm, and we shall, plant our crops and cut some weeds, and that's going to do it for the day. Alright, so we met Sebastian, and now we go home. I should have brought the hoe, because there's a wormy artifact thing that we can't pick up. But of all the things that have gone well today, to miss a worm is not a big deal. It probably would have been like a rock or clay. That's what we're going to tell ourselves so that we don't feel so bad about it. Alright, so now we got to clear a little path back to the house from the northern end of the map. And we are ready to plant some stuff. What do we got here? We will need that. We will not need you. I won't have any energy for the axe. But we're going to need crops. And let's bring that to eat. 45 energy is probably more than I'll need. But it's okay. We'll get use out of it. In fact, we will bring our axe in case we want to chop a tree if we have enough energy, which I don't think we will, but we'll see. Alright, now let's organize here. We're going to hoe, and then we're going to plant, and then we're going to water, and then we're going to probably need to eat in the middle of there, whatever. Okay, good enough. So we need 13 rows of 3, or 13 columns of 3, or 3 rows of 13. And we're going to start, we're going to have a fence that comes in here. So that actually right here is a good starting point, I suppose. I really want to start there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now I got to remember not to put any crops in that last stupid spot way down on the other end, or my OCD will kick into high gear and be a problem. So, here we go. And the reason we want 13 is your watering can that you start with can hold quantity 40. So, what we end up with is the ability to water an entire row without having to refill our watering can. And it's just, you know, convenient that way. Alright, we got 10 energy left, 8 energy left, 6 for dose. Let's go ahead and just eat the field snack. Boom, 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 boom. Now, eventually, we will end up adding to the length of these rows. So, some of that is going to be due to perhaps upgrading our watering can, but more likely due to upgrades to we're going to add some sprinklers, so we won't need to water as much. Anyway, alright, so now we got our scythe, we got 1 spring onion. How much energy do we have? 11. That's not enough to chop any trees anyway, so let's just put this stuff back for now. Grab our scythe, and we're going to go cut weeds until we pass out. Actually, no. Before we do that, is there anything else we want to sell today? In fact, let's do this. What are we going to need tomorrow? We're going to need to water stuff first. Then we're going to cut some trees. Bring the scythe, because we're going to use it tonight. I'll take that, because I might use it tomorrow. I want to keep one of most of these things. So, okay, we're not going to sell anything else. So, now, for the boring part, we're going to just go and cut weeds and grass until 2 a.m. and we drop over from exhaustion. And I believe I mentioned this earlier, but if you level up a skill, you don't get the energy penalty the following day. So basically all you lose is 10% of your money, and since we got none, or close to it, it's virtually no penalty for us if we pass out tonight. Come on, dude. If there is one thing that I absolutely hate about the early game part of Stardew Valley, it is the lack of the ability to pick up things from far away. So once we get that magnet ring, dude, game changer. So, what we're going to do, I said, is cut a bunch of weeds and grass. We don't want to cut all of the grass, because you'll need it later. Because the more grass you have, the more grass will spawn each day. And you need grass to cut and put in a silo to feed your animals, or else they are not nearly as profitable because you got to go buy feed for them. So anyway, we're going to cut as much as we think we can without jeopardizing that part of our strategy later. But it's 12:20. We got a good chunk done towards the south. Now we've cleared out, most of what's up here towards the northern exit. And now we're going to kind of head back towards the south. And we will be soon falling asleep. That's going to complete day 1. And since this episode is going to turn out to be pretty long for just a single day, we'll probably call it quits on episode 1, and then be looking at like 2 to 3 days per episode going forward. We'll try and keep the episode lengths to a reasonable amount, somewhere in the neighborhood of a half hour, I think is kind of a sweet spot. But y'all can tell me what you think in the comments, and we'll fine-tune some things as we go. Anyway, it is 1:40. We are about to pass out. What is blocking me here? Dang it. Dang it. Come on. Okay. There we go. We're dropping over. Good first day, though. We got lots of foraged goods. We put some stuff in the bin. We leveled up our foraging, so now we will get our energy full to start the day. Now we can craft field snacks. We can also craft wild seeds, and our axe proficiency goes up by 1. We made a whopping 240 bucks. One of our objectives in the early game is to... Actually, you know what? Forget it. We'll talk about that next time. That's going to do it for this episode. So drop a like, hit that subscribe button, comment below, and we will see you all next time.